Good morning, optimists. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. The market is dropping crazy today. Crazy, crazy, crazy indeed. We have a ton of economic reports coming out today. You can take a look here. We've already had export prices month over month, year over year, import prices month over month and year over year. We got the New York Empire State Manufacturing Index, retail sales excluding autos month over month. Retail sales excluding gas and autos month over month, retail sales month over month and year over year, Red Book year over year. I don't actually know what Red Book is. I'll take a look at that. We got business inventories. We've got the National Association of Home Builders Housing Market Index. That one's always a big one, which went from 56 to 50, so did drop some. Not huge, but some. We've got retail inventories excluding autos month over month, which is down from its forecast. And then at 8, we've got a Fed cash carry speech. I think it's just hilarious that the name is cash carry. But we've got the Fed speech at 8. And then we got a couple more coming at 1 o'clock and 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock we've got foreign bond investment, foreign bond, not band. We've got net long-term tick flows. We've got overall net capital flows, and we've got crude oil. Crude is always a big one as well. So we've got quite a bit of economic reports today, and the market is reflecting that. What's going on, Kevin? What's up, Tiny? Good to see you. The market is reflecting that pretty heavily. There was some very substantial drops. In particular, this one here, right at 7 o'clock. I think this is at 7:05 or so. 705, which had about 13,000 contracts. Just a straight drop down, ending a new low down here at 44.62, which is $8 below its previous low, which was at 44.70. So now, the question is, can we get any sort of trend reversal at all? ES is down almost 1% today, at about $40 down. And I was looking back at this and I'm like, I guess I could have just been going short off of the EMA 35 or the EMA 50. And that seems like it's working out pretty well. As you guys know, I'm much more of a long trader. And I don't typically go short that often just because it's a lot of times it just seems to kind of go against me. So we've got a lot of rejections off of the EMA 35. And then we're starting now to get rejections off the EMA 50. During that big drop there, you can see that the 200 moving average dropped substantially and diverged a lot from the volume weighted average price. So what this could mean is if this continues to drop while this 50 moving average is continuing to go about straight, we may get a run up back towards the volume weighted average price up here at 77. So I don't think that's too far fetched, but I do think it might take about 15 to 20 minutes or so to happen. So I think that's what we're going to be waiting on here. We've got a low down there at 62. We bounced pretty decently off of it. From 62, we bounced up towards 65, 66 area. We actually went all the way to 67. Why did my chart just refresh like that? Y'all see that? Oh, that was weird. And now all of a sudden, I just no longer have TTM. There it is. Okay, we're back. So we had rejection 1 off the EMA 50, rejection 2 off the EMA 50, getting rejection 3 right now. And so really, we're just going to be looking for this 5200 to cross, or this 50 to cross this 200, which is currently very far away. It's like $7 away. So it's going to be a minute before that happens. My My apologies about that. It's my reminder to start the stream, but we already did that. So let me make sure I don't have any more alarms. Yeah, okay, we good. $20 he is also kind of seeing the same thing. We have this little bitty bear flag here down at the bottom. I'm not gonna call it a bear flag, but just a flag in general. Here at the bottom. I don't like the phrase bull or bear flags because they just flags are flags. But yeah, we got a little ways to go. Looks like we're getting some decent little bouncing here. CTM's at 4.2, and we're currently running at like 67. The intro to old time rock and roll? What sounded like the intro to old time rock and roll? I can't drive 55. Yeah, it's definitely looking heavily bearish right now. Although we are getting this pretty nice bounce here. I was considering taking that pop, but I think it might be a little late to the party. I was looking to get into my book map here. It was a nice pop there. You can see some support coming in at like 68. Or rather, I should say some more buyers coming in at like 68. Now we're getting a pretty large rip up. Wow, it was just like so fast. Like I didn't even have a chance really to react to that. But we are getting this bounce off the bottom, bounce off the lows, and we got pretty strong support here at 65. Can drive 55. Yeah, so I was thinking about a run up towards the volume weighted average price. This currently is running up towards a 200 moving average. So that was a really nice run up there. It's a little miffed that I missed it because I've been waiting around here for almost an hour to take a trade, and I haven't taken a single trade yet. From 65 up to 69, 70 area. And pretty heavy contract size sitting in there at 68.75. Here's that push back down. It's to be expected. That's why I didn't go long for the bounce. It's pulling back to 65, 66 area. Now the question is, do I try to take a long here and look for a bounce off support? Right now, the answer to me is no. That doesn't mean that this won't end up being a pretty strong bounce. 68.75 looks like our heavy contract zone. You can see 635 contracts sitting there in total at 1,700 contracts. Switch back to the 1 minute for a moment. 1 minute TTMs at 1.5. We're back on approach to hit the low of the day, which is 62. Could make a new low right now. Patience pays. Oh, my alarm. Yeah, I think it's like the da-da-na-na-na from the day I was born. Before I met you. And tapping the low. There's a new low. Now that's just a new low. bouncing pretty quickly off that new low. Coming back to test it again. Big swings today. You can see over 3 minutes we went from 69 all the way down to 62. So $7 move to the downside. And the ES is down about 42.50 on the day. On the day I was born, before I met you. Me and us, and baby, yours and yours alone. Yeah, this is actually kind of what I'm waiting for. Is sort of the bullish back up. Something kind of similar to this, but I would really look for like a little bit stronger than this last push. Obviously, this is huge. I mean, we went from 65 all the way up to 70. I mean, that is 5 points, but then we fell from almost 70 all the way back down. It made a new low at 61 and a quarter. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for the full trend reversal here. 10-second chart seems pretty useful today. Some days it's like different. Some days are better on 10. Some are better on 20. Some are better on the 1. So we've had very consistent today. We've had very consistent rejections of the cyan switch. You see, we like ran this up here, got to about excuse me, about 1.8 or so to have a drop. Currently on this last one, we hit about 1.7 right before the drop. I feel like kind of allergic today. Not a lot of contracts in the way up to toward the top there. A lot of contracts sitting down here below 60. It's definitely like a very volatile day, but very much on the bear side. I'm trying to become a better bear, but I'm also at the same time not willing to risk my account to learn. So trying to do that stuff in paper trading in the meantime, from here and there, like just here and there. Three-minute side, getting a red-yellow move here. We see our last red-yellow move ran from the lows up towards the VWAP here at about 88. The low was down there at 72 or so, 70 at the time, but this was bouncing off around 72. About to get a 5200 moving average crossover on the 15-minute chart. You actually see it's on the current candle right now at the moment. Pulling that down. Let's switch this to the 5. See what we got going on here on the 5. 5 is still solid red. 3 is switching yellow. Currently we're sitting at about 65, which is that support/resistance zone. We just got a new 3-minute candle, so I'm just gonna check that real fast. Happened like the moment I clicked off. So went from, so we're at 13.2, 13.3 or so on the TCM yellow. I still haven't taken a trade today. Not a single one. Just looking for something that fits my style. Okay, we're here at 7:30. We usually get a volume push here at this time. Thank you. Big drop down from that 64 area back down to 62. 62 seems to be a pretty solid area for the low. Tapped it several times. So you can see we've hit this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're on the 6th time now. So we've really hit 62 quite a lot of times. To the moving average on the 1 minute side, pretty well below the VWAP as well. So I do think there is possibility for a trend reversal sometime during the day, maybe potentially around the top of the hour 8, when we have that Fed speech. Big drop again, down to 59. This is like a Bears trader's heyday today. Bear day. Like salsa verde. It's bear day. Rip through that 62 area down to 59. I can feel it's already starting to get hot today. Like the weather is already starting to get hot. This heat wave on. Alright, bouncing off that 59 area, double bottom there, at least on bookmap side. Actually, plenty of support there at 59 on the 10-second chart. Looking at the 20-second chart, you see it tapped it 3 times down there at 59. Switching out to the 1. When we had this. Basically just 2 candles. Kind of sick of waiting around. Would love to really see a setup for my own style, but remember, we don't need to be in a trade. If I end up taking no trades, then I lose no money. So I just lose time, which is important, but I feel like I'm gonna be waiting around for a while. Alright, BRB. I'll be right back. Alright, we back up in this. About $4 diverged on that cross. Kind of surprised that didn't pop right there. At least a little bit. Pulling back down to 59 again. There's another new low there at 58.50. ES now down over 1% today. Fluctuating between that 1% area. Down $46 on the ES. Or to sound fancy, 46 points. Now he's fancy. There's that pop. This is the pop I was kind of looking for. Big rip right back down. This ain't quite ready yet. Patience pays, they say. We're now looking at about $3 in divergence on this. And that 59 area is holding relatively decently. Going up on 745, which is a really common time frame for a rip. Try to join the bin there at 61.75 for the move up, but just missed that whole move. It's just so fast, you know? Like, the speed at which this is moving today is pretty crazy. Okay, so we're hitting that 200 moving average. I'm gonna expect a drawback down, hopefully to around 61, and I would really actually prefer it if we sort of hung out in this area for a bit here. Then we gotta pull back to 61. Popping up now. I tried to grab this while it was down here, but I just missed it. Given the volatility on the day, I might go for 7 ticks. I think $1.75 is pretty reasonable to expect with the type of movement that we've been seeing. So what I want to see is this pull back to right around there. And then bounce right here. $200's at 64 almost, and the other one's at 62. So we're about $2 away. And this is on the 10-second chart. So no trade yet. Consider taking the bounce off the 50 EMA. My concern, though, is that if I take that, then it rushes back down and then rushes back up for like a liquidity grab. That happens sometimes. And on a day like today, I can totally see something like that happening. So I'm being a little extra cautious with this. There's a triple bounce now off the EMA 35 and 50. 35 and 50 are basically in the same spot. And that in and of itself was 6-7 ticks. So I think we're going to see a push past, like right up to about 65 or right past it. I'm going to wait for this full crossover because although I think it'll rip before that is going to give me FOMO. I'm trying to stick to my strategy, but I kind of feel like my strategy is going to run before I get an opportunity to actually grab it. I want one more slam down. Just one more like push downward would be really nice. I absolutely should have taken that move off the moving average, so the 50 or whatever. Here's this pop up. Like I said, it would happen before, and it did. Check the 1 minute real fast. The load. TradeAway really needs to load faster, dude. It's going up and tapping the top of that Bollinger Band right there at 65.50 or so. And we're TTM's at 0.3. We've got 9 above 12 on approach for a 1226 cross here. This could actually push up pretty decently here. I'm gonna go ahead and join the bid. We're in at 64.50. I'm looking for a move to 65.75. This has a certain amount of risk to it. Well, I guess every trade does, but just with the slam downs that we've been dealing with today, I'm looking to get out at 65.75.
Order filled.
And my book map stopped getting data. Weird. Yeah, my book map totally froze. What the heck? We did get that trade. That was it was a 5 tick trade. I thought that I had this on 7, but apparently I did not. But still, 5 ticks and 178.50. And we finally got a sign on switch today. So looks like we're getting this trend reversal here. Bit scary considering the overall movement today. I think I'm going to have to close down my book map here because it just completely froze. So give me a second. I'm going to shut that down. Well, the rest of the... Oh, okay. Charts are back. Maybe I don't need to shut it down. Maybe I just need to like exit and go back in. Or like exit the bookmap thing. We'll find out. But taking a look at the 1 minute chart on TOS side, because sometimes I just really like looking at TOS. This looks pretty solid for a turnaround and potentially a move up to that 200 moving average up there at 75. It would seem as if bookmap has gone down. How convenient. There's that move up to 67.50. There's just no bookmap. I'm gonna try logging out of TOS and logging back in. This is the first time this has ever happened over the last 3 or 4 weeks that I've been using this. So that moving average crossover on the 10-second chart did play out. We got a pretty nice trade off of it. It definitely could have been a larger trade, but still not insignificantly small. Still made 178.50 on that one trade. I'll get the charts back up here in a moment. I'm just, like I said, I was logging out and logging back into Thinkorswim. So while that does its thing and loads, the chart's back up here. So we got a little pullback there to the 26 SMA and bounce off that, off 66 there. Pulling up the 20-second chart here. So we've got right at 69.47. That's where the top of the 200 moving average is on the 20-second chart. I think that we potentially have room to move up to 75. We've got a possible crossover showing on the 1 minute chart here, but it's showing in that crossover has long since happened, so I don't really know what that. Oh, I know why that's doing that. I'm gonna adjust that. It's because my possible crossover breakout thing for the 5200 got weird. I had to remake it. Where are these connected? Great. Oh man, can you believe that? Did I really just break this thing by trying to switch the color? I did it right in the past. Damn it. Oh, I'll have to work on that. So we are getting that rejection off that 200 moving average on the 20-second chart, exactly as we had thought. And let's see if our bookmap is loading. There we go. Bookmap's starting to work now. It's loading up this back data as well. It's gonna be a minute. It's at looks like 3 80 out of 480. There we go. There's all the back data loaded. So that was our areas down there at like 58. This thing ripped about a good $10 out that 58. And I considered buying off that low at 59, if you recall, but I just didn't want to, have this thing like rush down to like 50 or something. I find that the ES doesn't usually move more than 1% in either direction on one day, most times, in most days. Typically stays within a 1% pop and drop range. Okay, well that kind of like messed with my whole vibe, but I guess that ain't that bad. So next up, we've got the 9 and 12. Be looking for those to cross over the 50 EMA on the 1 minute chart. We have excuse me, pretty solid amount of contracts up there at 70. That's 1,500 contracts in total, and at 69.50 as well. 250 contracts sitting on that one price level. And then down here at 65, we've got about 1,200 contracts in total sitting there on this particular one price level. It's at 409, now 410. So 65 is definitely a heavy zone, more heavy on 65 than anywhere else on that particular price level in terms of contracts that are just sitting there waiting to be bought or sold. And that could be people who shorted up here off of like 69. And there's that pullback down to 65. Kind of a funky day. A little bit. But we're green at the moment off that one trade. It's the only trade that we've taken today. It was a 3 and 5. I meant to go for 3 and 7, which I had some of my other charts set up with, but I didn't set that up on the one where I actually ended up taking the trade. But I think 7 ticks is very reasonable today. A day with this much volume and volatility. Okay, so a lot of those got bought up at 65. Now there's not a lot of downward resistance until you hit 62. And up top, we've got 69, 50, and 70. So this ended up declining. 9 and 12 never got above the EMA 50, but that was a very nice bounce off the lows there. Lows being about 59, 58, 50 is the low, but this area, this 59 area, acted pretty strongly as support. So we're gonna call 60 the support of the day. Not the soup of the day, but the support of the day. Excuse me, what's the soup du jour? It's the soup of the day. That sounds good. I'll have that. Who can guess that movie? Kind of get some fizzling out here 5 minutes before the hour. Remember, we got that FOMC speech at 8. watching this 20-second chart kind of closely because so we had this pullback now to 64.50, 65 area. That's bouncing up to like 66. But I'm watching this 20-second chart because that's where our next moving average crossover is. So we've already had it on the 10. And on the 10, we've pulled back some. You see, we're about to get a little cyan switch there on the 10 second. Oh, nice little pop. So by the way, so book maps here, so you can see where the candle started and the next candle, right? And these are broken down on 1 minute, and then the bubbles in between is how that candle was moving between this candle and this candle. It's sort of the map in which it followed in order to end up here at where this opened. So that's how this whole thing kind of works, at least from what I gathered today. You see, like, this one had wicked up to this point, and through that process, this was the volume that was wicking. Feel like we might get this pull down again. Yeah, volatile today, slow day for me because I just don't really do shorts that much, or hardly ever really. I'm working on starting. Here at the top of the hour, currently at 58.78. So we're about a minute and a half away from that cash carry speech. It's kind of ranging right now. 69.50, gathering some volume out of it. Quite a decent amount of contracts there now. 269 on that level, but leading up to is 2,400 contracts. This is getting that push back down. Show the one. Checking in on the 5. So 5 actually went red yellow on that move up there. And that's sitting at 13.1 on the TTM. That was a pretty large rip down there from that 65 area back down to 63. And that's bouncing at the bottom of the Bollinger Band there at that 63.25. Bouncing all the way up to 66. Wow. Pretty big bounce back. 69.50 looking like that zone. Wow, this thing's just running. What the hell? So that went from like 63 all the way up to 67. Crazy. Just out of nowhere. So that's sort of that Eagle Mantis strat right there that we've talked about pretty extensively in the group. Running up, hitting that 200 moving average and bouncing back down. 200 moving average at 66.63 and the 50s at about 65.50. So they're diverged about $1, $1.10 or so. I wonder if we end up pulling up towards 69.50 there. I'm going to look at getting in at 66.50 if it pulls back.
Order filled.
So there's a pullback to 66.50 and I'm looking to get out at 68.25. It's going for a 7-tick trade. It might be a little aggressive. 68.25 is about 650 contracts to get there. I'm gonna take it off right here.
Order filled.
Could have kept it on. Got out of 68 though, so he did pull 6 ticks. I could have kept the whole thing on. I decided to take it off because of it looked like it was beginning to do that, sort of slam down a little bit, and so I just didn't want this to slam back down to the 200 moving average. We're up 394.50 on the day, so about at our goal of 400, and we got 9 and 12 crossing above that 200 moving average here at 8 o'clock, and we're about to get that 5200 moving average crossover. Watch out though for 69.50 and 70, because that is a good 1100 contracts that needs to be fulfilled. We're gonna have to break above 70 and then pull down and hold 70, I think, in order for this to really look good. But that was a nice run up from about 65, 64 area all the way up to 68 and ending at about 68.75 on that. 69 on the top wick, 75 on that one, and really 68.50 and 68.25 was pretty solid zone. So I guess I absolutely could have kept my trade on, but I'm still happy with it, pulling 6 ticks. Some contracts just alleviated off of 69.50. Some were removed just now. This looks like we could just rip right through 70. So, and there's that 5200 moving average crossover. Now, on the 20-second chart, one of the things that I see pretty consistently is that we see like a rip up followed by a rip right back down and then a rip back up for the more solid rip in the second attempt. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case this time. Instead, we just straight up switched. We got a cyan switch on the 1 minute side. And really on the 1 minute side, we got room up in that 200 moving average there at 74, 74.25. And here's 70, just got eaten up pretty quickly. Volume on that one, this one bubble here, not even just mid candle was 700 contracts. So we could, I think, easily push to 72. We've got the VWAP, at least on Bookmap side, right there at 74. So that entry was 66.50, and there was a lot more meat left on that. Just like the first trade that we did, there was a lot more meat left on that. I'm playing it a little safe, just because of how volatile and aggressively bearish it was earlier today, and so that's why I'm playing it a little safe, because I did see a time earlier today where there was 13,000 contracts dropped in a minute. So it's a lot of contracts to contend with. Right now, I'm showing that buyers are still in control by quite a bit. Let me rephrase that. I'm showing that the time in sales is showing more on the buy side than on the sell side in terms of cumulative buys and sells by about 10,000 contracts. So kind of watching this 1 minute chart. I would look for, so now this run here, we've got the 9 and 12 above the 35. That's what we were waiting for on this side here. Just never got it. You need to pull back some and consolidate, which is understandable and honestly makes this rip stronger and easier to work with. 9 and 12 crossing above the EMA 50, and you can see that 35 is on approach there too on this TTM, which is now at 2.0. And this other TTM ran to 4.7. So, and you can see that flag right there. It's kind of an ascending wedge though, which could cause it to drop back down to like 67. But a pullback to 67 would not look bad. Honestly, it would look pretty decent. Really, though, I'd be looking for more like moves off of the 9 EMA. I just think it'd be a little more solid. But yeah, movement available up to 74, I think is very reasonable to consider. 74 being that VWAP up there on Bookmap side. What else? The 200 moving average. Excuse me. Wow. Okay, it just ripped up from 70 up to 72. So that was a very nice flag. Ended up popping up some pretty nicely. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. We're up about $400. We made our profit target today pretty much. And so I think I'm just going to end it right there. Thank you all so much for being here. Much love and appreciation. I'm going to jump into our Discord community. If you're not in there, you're going to want to join. We'll see you there. Also, too, if you're trying to earn funding in the futures market, there's links to both Elite Trader Funding and Apex Trader Funding in there inside the body, the description there. And there are promo codes that'll hook you up with some lifetime discounts. So we will see you guys in the Discord community. Peace.